When I moved to Colorado, I never thought I would have the opportunity to work with the longest running disability identity theater within the nation. But last summer, I had the privilege of working with Family Theater Company on their production of the Rocky Horror Show. This meant a lot to me, not only as a performer with a disability, but as a longtime running fan of the Rocky Horror Picture Show midnight screenings. But throughout this process, there were a lot of challenges regarding the communication model that most may not consider. At the start of this process, I was nervous and wanted to cement my presence and function on the team right away because I saw everybody else already busy with their roles. So I went up to the director and suggested an idea of creating a collaborative document that people could contribute to, that the entire team could contribute to regarding the interactive aspects of the production. And immediately they said that it was a good idea and that I should start on it. So a few days later, I spent a few hours working on this document, basically drafting a script that people could then look at and then contribute their ideas to in order to give people ideas of where we were going to end up by the final product. So I sent that out to the entire team. And immediately I got an email from the artistic directors saying, start doing less. So what happened? The issue was I went over the chain of command because I thought that I had clearance when I clearly didn't. I wasn't using the right channel in order to reach out to people, to reach out to the people in charge. It should have been an email sent to multiple parties rather than an informal conversation with just one person. And I think I sabotaged myself because I had all this inner psychological noise that was making me conflicted between not wanting to bother my managers and at the same time wanting to be useful. So that sucked, like, a lot. But then later, I was able to find out how I was more suited to it wasn't until toward the end of this process that I realized how I could better serve the team. Right before opening, there was this fairly significant communication between the venue and the website promoting the event. And basically what was lost in translation was that the venue required people to show proof of vaccination upon entry. And this being a disability theater, a lot of people understood that, hey, we need to protect people's health. There could be people that are vulnerable, so they had no problem. However, a lot of people invited by one cast member in particular uh, did not appreciate this. And this resulted in a lot of angry calls and emails, not to the company, but to the cast member directly. And when he walked into work, I could see that he was visually upset and I could tell that through the tone of his voice. Now, why did I tell it? How could I tell this through the tone of his voice rather than his physicality? Well, he's blind. So, body language, either being sent or received, isn't a facet that really factors into the communication between me and him. The feedback completely has to be delivered through vocal tone alone. So, he expressed to me that he was feeling deceived and neglected for not having this information sooner, and I think that was completely understandable. And because of my role as an assistant director rather than somebody higher up, I was able to give him the proper context to deliver how he was feeling, to deliver his feelings and express his feelings, let's say, without having to feel the need to mince his words. And all overall, I think that helped a lot because then he felt more at ease and he was able to focus on his role for our first audience that night. So that was a huge crisis averted. So why did one encounter work while the other one didn't? I consider myself objectively a very strong verbal and written communicator, but I'm always second guessing myself about what channel to use or what the proper context is in order to deliver this information. So, had I sent an email like I initially thought to do so regarding the collaborative document, maybe I wouldn't have pissed anybody off and stepped on their toes. So, uh, if, what I'm interested in doing, what I'm interested in learning from this class is how to determine proper channels of communication while taking into account the environmental and cultural noise as well as the context needed in order to deliver communication effectively. Thank you.